right at each other. If this guy were to have a legit shotgun in this fight, I could have taken a lot more damage than I expected. Overall, first edit pretty good, second edit not so much. If I were to show you in creative, what I should have done instead was just do a window edit instead of doing this bottom right hand corner edit. The bottom right hand corner edit does have a time and place, but right there in that specific moment, I was too close to the wall with not enough mats. I shouldn't have done it. Even on a very weird angle just like this, the most common thing you guys need to start implementing is shooting people, then looking directly down to get this wall. I'm looking at a really steep angle so I can get piece control even further. I tried to go for a really bad edit at the start, and even though I choked it, it was kind of a good thing. When I do things quick, that's when I tend to mess up, and that's exactly why after I messed up, I read that and then realized I should place a cone to try and go for piece control. He didn't look that great, so I whip up the reset, edit again, and with that fast movement, I was able to make a pretty smart edit. In this situation, I wanted this guy not to run away, so I open up the whole thing so that it forces him to do a 50-50, and this is how I get the kill quick. In most scenarios though, this isn't necessarily the play because any type of 50-50 in a really sweaty fight is not the move. Looking back on this, if I were to show you in creative again, what I do is do the same edit, but I would hug more so in my left box just like this. That way I would be able to have him run at me and then place a new wall after I shoot. So it's mid game, I'm kind of reading chat, but I'm not necessarily looking at the game. This guy had a free beam on me. He missed a lot of shots, but it's okay because your boy recovered. Now the piece control game is really questionable at the start because I almost got pre-fired. Just remember that. Looking back on this, I probably still would have done that same move regardless to try and take him off guard and get cones in his box, but I almost got pre-fired. That's just something you kind of have to be aware about. How I turned this from dumb to smart was that as I went for all this piece control, right, what I did was continue my momentum forward and leave the box after I pieced him. Something that a lot of people don't tend to realize is that you should continue going forward after you get the full piece just like this so you can position yourself behind a window edit. This was a very protected and smart edit. This window edit, good choice. This is what caused him to miss the shot, which made me take no damage in this fight. What would have worked better here was doing a top right hand corner edit and not doing this bottom right hand corner edit. Even though I did get the kill, I wouldn't consider this to be a dumb edit to say the least, but it definitely wasn't the most smartest edit in the moment. If I were to show you in creative, like I just said, what I do is just do a top right hand corner edit, jump up, and then just try and go for a right hand peek just like that. To move on to this next fight, I'm randomly getting landed on. All fun and games until you make an edit just like this. Now this could have been worse, but my positioning here was not too bad, so the guy didn't get the shot off right away. What I could have done or should have done in this situation was do the double edit, but instead of trying to go for the shot, I should have placed the wall, done a window edit, and then jump up to shoot. Either that or a better idea would just be to reset the floor really quickly so he shoots the floor, it breaks, and then I pump him. Nonetheless, I did the double edit and I stayed very close to the left hand side, so I gave myself a really good right hand peek. This wasn't the greatest edit, so I definitely would consider this dumb because this gets me shot way often than not. Because I'm rushing and trying to go for a clip for this video, you literally see how I do a very dumb edit right here. I should never ever do a 50-50 just like this. Instead, if I were to whip this right back to creative, I ended up getting the wall to the left of me. I should have just went out, did a right hand peek, and got the kill. Another really smart edit that Jiven started using a lot, and this is kind of where I got it from, but he's definitely not the founder. What you could do is as you edit out, you could flip the stare in any direction so that you can kind of catch them at a weird angle or a weird spot. Just make them feel uncomfortable, and then you go for the right hand peek. Either of these two moves would have been smarter than the one I actually made in the game. What I really like about this play is not how I missed the shot. Let's not talk about that. What I did was as I was running forward to this guy, I created multiple boxes right here where I did one to the left, and then I continued doing the same thing to actually box him on the second attempt. Because I knew I had that box on the far left, then I decided to run forward again after I missed so I can catch him in the next box over. Like I always preach, the top right hand corner edit after you go for a full box just like this is always usually the best move to do. That's exactly why I hit it here and then did the same thing again. What I really liked about this clip is that I just play the volume really quickly. I don't know if you guys heard that, but you saw him shoot his shotgun a second time, and then by the time I edit that, he won't be able to shoot me back. Even though I'm making a 50-50 and I'm running right at him, because he shot first, I'm not going to get shot with a shotgun and lose a lot of health. That's exactly why an edit like this is actually really smart in this situation. One thing that I do a lot in Arena is that if I ever get a wall first try like this, a common thing I do is make a top roll wall edit, but notice how I'm doing it from far enough away so that this guy doesn't have a really good chance of hitting me back. Lots of times, if you pull it off quickly enough, you'll catch the guy with his map out just like this. So overall, I would say that first edit, pretty damn smart. The second one though, could have used a little bit of work. No disrespect to this homie right here, but this guy wasn't the greatest. It ended up playing off, but what I should have done against a more sweatier player was played a little bit further to the left so I can kind of just do a crouch peek just like this, and I just be able to shoot him and then quickly place a wall again. This makes it so it's really efficient in not taking damage when you play against someone who actually really knows what they're doing. Here's another example of the top row wall edit, and usually 9 times out of 10, whenever the builds are kind of stuck in the ground, I like to do a top row